Hey guys, welcome back to Small F1 2018 and part 2 of Season 2 with McLaren. And in today's episode we are taking part in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Sorry that there hasn't been an episode for the last couple of weeks. As you'll know if you watched my update video, September is a very busy month for me, but I'm back now, back at uni next week, so hopefully there'll be some more consistent content. It won't be daily, maybe a couple of times a week, but yeah, really not competitive this weekend so far. Been really struggling with pace in practice, but you know, practice is one thing. Maybe with the track rubbered in and low fuel, I might be able to pull something out of the bag, but it could be a Q1 exit. So here we are, coming round the final corner in our first lap in Q1, and it hasn't felt competitive. We're 1.6 seconds down through the first two sectors. What's it going to be? It's a 1:29.7, P18 on the grid. So here we are, coming round the final couple of corners, or the final corner I should say, and we're coming up to the line. We're only 4/10 quicker. I really don't think this is going to be enough. We're coming up now and we're only up to 18th. We're not going to have time or the fuel. Well, actually we might do. We might have the fuel to get round. ERS is another thing entirely. But we have got enough fuel, so you're riding on board with me live now, trying to get this car into Q2. Right then guys, this is another 2.5 tenths. We need to come around this final turn and nail the exit. It's not bad, but we've lost a little bit of time. We're coming up, and I think it's only 18th. And it is, and that is massively disappointing. Look at Alonso, how is he in 5th? I put everything into that lap, and you know, in the end we were only a couple of tenths from getting through to Q2. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty much getting everything out of my side of the garage. This car's a dog round here, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be scoring points in this one.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today, with 15 corners and 2 DRS zones into turns 1 and turn 11. That should create some good passing opportunities. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Sergio Perez, and Verstappen, Leclerc, Hülkenberg, Ocon, and Kevin Magnussen, Sainz, Alonso, Pierre Gasly, and Ricciardo, Hartley, Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson, and Roman Grosjean. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Stroll and the captain. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So here we are down on the grid then. We are going to go for a totally different strategy, I think. And we have took a new engine, took a new gearbox. I thought I might as well take the take advantage of the fact we're at the back of the grid, so just sort of make sure that we're all right for the rest of the season, really, in terms of how we're doing for parts and obviously and the wear and stuff. So I thought it was a good opportunity to do that today. You know, you guys might disagree and think that it's a bad mistake. I'm not sure what to do for the second stint, to be honest with you. Do we perhaps extend the first stint out and then go on to the super soft tyres towards the end? I really don't know. Apparently that's almost optimal race time, so I'm quite happy with that. And it looks like 65 place grid penalty apparently for all of the new engine parts. I'm not used to starting at the back of the grid. You know, we haven't started this far back since Singapore, where, you know, we had a bit of a disaster race. We still scored points in that race actually, but you know, I don't think that's going to happen today unless we have safety cars or a lot of incidents. But you know, we can at least hopefully have a scrap with the Williams cars and stuff like that. But Lewis Hamilton on pole, Alonso qualifying 12th. You know, considering we were 2/10 off getting through to Q2, you know, maybe we could have made it a little bit more respectable with Fernando, but that's just the way it goes, isn't it? And Fernando has beaten us on this occasion. I'm sure there'll be more occasions throughout the year that we will beat him. So, yeah, I'm thinking about moving the difficulty down. Obviously, I haven't played this game for about 2 weeks since I recorded the last episode, so I've probably lost my race sharpness a little bit, and maybe that's contributed to me being so far down the grid. But we'll see what happens in today's race, and maybe what happens in China. I've got some upgrades lined up for that. Obviously, we won in China last year, so that's a decent benchmark for somewhere that we should be able to perform, at least to some sort of extent. But hopefully you guys are good. Thank you for all of the support on the series. We've had pretty much 500 views on every single video so far, which is amazing, and plenty of likes in there as well. So keep the support coming, and I'll keep ploughing on with recording content for the series, because this game is still pulling me back in. I'm really, really looking forward to playing more of it over the next few weeks, and hopefully getting a good way through Season 2. But here we are, lining up on the grid for today's race, and it's going to be me versus Stroll down into Turn 1, so that's always going to be an interesting battle, isn't it? Hopefully one that we can win. Obviously, we're on the soft tyres, so we're not expecting as good an initial getaway, but hopefully this will be strategically beneficial to us. Lights out, away we go here in Bahrain for the second race of Season 2 of F1 2018. A very poor start as expected because of the tyre deficit, if you like. We have found a little opening here though. Down the inside we go, and we have managed to make it past Lance Stroll into 19th place, everyone. Way. And now we're gonna come up on the recently demoted Marcus Ericsson, down to third driver for next year. Look at that, 3 wide up ahead with Sorokin and Alonso and a Toro Rosso, and we nearly lost our front wing there. Maybe just settle down a bit, Joe. We'll have a look down the inside here of Ericsson, and we make the move stick. So up to 18th place now, which is, you know, stuff that we don't have to do later. We're going to have a little look at Romain Grosjean. Go over the curb a little bit. He runs a little bit wide, so sort of just done as bad as each other there. We've made a little bit of contact with Ericsson behind. But that is certainly one thing that is a struggle with McLaren, is the straight line speed of this car. It's certainly not as good as the Mercedes last year, and obviously the Ferrari engine in the back of the Sauber, as well as the Haas in front. So I don't know, I'm quite happy with the start, making a a couple of positions up, and hopefully we can slot in behind Grosjean and stay close to him, hopefully within DRS range once lap 3 starts, but I think we're already going to be pretty much a second off. Here comes Marcus Ericsson. He's having a little look down our inside. We sort of hold the outside line, which we know will turn into the inside line into turn 3, well, turn 2 and 3. But he's coming at us again. Lance Stroll is there with the Mercedes power, of course. We sort of hold our own around the outside there, and Ericsson's through. Lance Stroll having a look down our inside. We really are struggling for pace around here, and surely Lance Stroll is going to take candy from a kid on this straight. That is our straight line speed deficit right there. Mind you, we managed to make the undercut on Lance Stroll, who ran a little bit wide, but we've now lost out to Marcus Ericsson massively. We were sort of in his gearbox until the whole Lance Stroll incident, but you know, never mind. We're still in 19th, we're still a place above where we started. Trying to get the undercut again on Stroll, but we're just not quick enough in a straight line, not quick enough in the acceleration zones. We have got a slight chance here. I think just setting ourselves up for a move into turn 4 would be better, but look at the acceleration the Williams gets, and this could be a very, very long day from the back of the grid.
Some information on Stroll. They seem to have an issue.
Well, apparently he has an issue as well, so that's just kind of adding salt to the wound. The fact that he can do this much better than us, and he's got an issue. We have got yellow flags up ahead. And that looks like it is a Toro Rosso. I don't exactly know what's happened to him. He's pulled off to the side. Stroll nearly went into the front of us, so Brendan Hartley out of the race. We'd love a safety car right now. Just to bunch everything up again. Because look how far the Sauber is ahead of us now. That is absolutely disgraceful. And Lance Stroll definitely does have a problem. We're going to go around the outside here. Oh my goodness me. Went out onto the curbs and lost control a little bit. We've actually received a warning for that, but yeah, this is horrific so far. Well, we've got a chance this time. We're going up the inside of Stroll. We should be able to hold it this time, and we do. So thankfully we're back past Stroll, and hopefully we can push on a little bit and maybe catch his teammate Sorokin, but I'm not holding out much hope at this point. Well, look at this. We're battling with our old car. Valtteri Bottas is up ahead. And this is just going to basically show you how slow this car is compared to every other one. Raikkonen gives us a bit of a shunt behind. I mean, you know, no blue flags. We are fighting for position, you know, technically. So, you know, Raikkonen's got to do it properly. He can't just expect me to pull over in the middle of the track. So that's up to him to make the pass, and you know, we're going to help our old mates out at Mercedes by just getting in the way of Raikkonen a little bit. You know, he'll probably get passed on this straight though. Here he goes, and Raikkonen is through nice and easily. But we're coming back at him in this section where, you know, we are actually pretty quick through the corners. You know, our aerodynamics are as good as anyone on the grid. Our chassis is terrible. You know, when you look at the vehicle comparison list, we are actually bottom of the pile for chassis. So, you know, we're actually terrible in that area. But everywhere else, we're not too bad at the minute.
5 seconds.
But, you know, hopefully we can stay close to Raikkonen and he can drag us along a little bit. That was a little bit of a mistake. I'm trying to let him through. if he can drag us along a little bit, that'd be great.
We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
Well, this is an interesting opportunity.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
We're coming in this lap. The safety car is out, and this is an opportunity for us. It has to be said, because we're going to be going on to the super soft tyres. This will hopefully get us out ahead of Stroll.
Go now.
And it'll catch us back up to the rest of the field. Stroll does go past, so it's not quite what we were hoping for, but it's an opportunity to get close to the pack, look after the tyres, save up a bit of ERS, and get a close-up with the safety car. There you go.
It is waiting to pick up the leader. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Well, this is incredibly frustrating. The safety car's in this lap. Stroll is going really slow, so I can't catch up to the pack. This is horrible. Ah! It won't let me pass him either. That's the really frustrating thing. So we're racing again.
Okay, the incident has been cleared.
We go down the inside, and now we've got a 3-lap sprint to the finish. That was a really good overtake after safety car, considering how frustrated we were with him. And we're not too far behind Fernando, so I think the target for today has to be to catch up to Fernando. I don't think we're going to get points, let's be honest, unless there's a big incident up ahead, which there could be. Oh, here comes Stroll, meanwhile. We managed to stay ahead of him quite nicely, but brand new set of super soft tyres. This has got to be our chance to at least compete with the guys in front. Well, we're going to have a look down the inside of Sorokin here, and we managed to make the move. Wasn't the cleanest move in the world, but we made the move nonetheless. And now it's Marcus Ericsson next on our hit list. 2 laps to go. Well, we're tucked right in behind Fernando Alonso here. We go to the right hand side. We saw go for an undercut. Ericsson has forced Fernando wide. He comes back at Ericsson. We're coming around now. We're going to have a look down the inside. Can we get past Ericsson? We can. We do go a little bit wide, but who cares? At this stage of the race, anything goes. Now, can we get Fernando Alonso on this final lap? We should have DRS at least halfway through the lap on this next time around. We are closing in on Fernando, but look at Ericsson. He's coming from miles back. Our straight line speed is being exposed, to say the least. Fernando survives for now, and I think we might be too far back. We may have had our chance to get Fernando. It's going to be a close battle, but I don't know whether we're going to be able to overtake him here. We're going to go down to medium for this little fast right-left section, and bank on the fact that we should get DRS on the next straight, but only if we're within a second. I don't think we are. We're not close enough. We are not close enough to Fernando here, and he might be close enough to the car in front. There's carbon fibre on the ground. This is terrible. Here comes Marcus Ericsson. He's having a look. Now he makes a little bit of contact. We could take the inside line. We managed to make it through. Fernando just ahead there. We're pretty much out of energy, so we're just going to have to use our wits of defence down into the final turn. Sebastian Vettel has won the Bahrain Grand Prix. We come into the final turn now. We should finish in 16th. There goes the the fireworks. We're coming up to the line now, and we do finish in 16th, which, you know...
Can't say that I'm happy with how today went, but I'm sure you gave it your best. Better luck next time.
Which, you know, is not too bad, considering we started 20th on the grid, and we're a long way behind after the first stint.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Crofty, but I'd say the one who impressed me the most was Daniel Ricciardo.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season, and you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So there we have it then. The Bahrain Grand Prix was won by Sebastian Vettel. The less said about our race, the better. Me and Fernando, 15th and 16th, pretty much summing up our lack of competitiveness around this circuit. If you have enjoyed this episode, then make sure you do leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for more regular F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.